Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cask and Point. Today is my 23rd birthday, and we are going to be celebrating with a very fun pour. So as many of you know, there is the Pappy collection. There's the Pappy 10, 12, 13-year rye, 15, 20, and 23. And for my 23rd birthday, I've always wanted to try Pappy 23. It's one of the very few bottles that's been a true allocated unicorn to me, and while I've been able to try and own quite a lot of fun bottles, Pappy 23 has always eluded me. So I always said that for my 23rd birthday, I'm going to make sure I'm able to try it. Now, a few weeks ago, there was a very epic pick that happened at Buffalo Trace, where there was a Pappy 15-year single barrel that was chosen. Now, I told the story of this a few months back, and I know a lot of people couldn't really tell if it was an April Fool's joke, if it was real. It turns out it was totally real. 15 people pooled their funds together and spent $800,000 making a grand donation to California wildfires, and in honor of that, Buffalo Trace allowed them to pick their very own barrel of Pappy 15. Now, at this pick, they were able to try 3 different samples, and they were proof to 107, and it will be bottled at 107, so just like the standard Pappy 15, but they were able to try them at cask strength as well, just for the fun of it. And I was told that one of the samples was like 143, maybe 145 proof at cask strength, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. And I don't remember if that was their favorite or their second favorite. I think it was their favorite, and I think that's what they ended up picking, but don't quote me on that. I don't want to be spreading false rumors, but pretty sure that's the one that they picked. And at this, they also had a little bit of a bottle share where somebody brought out a Pappy 23 single barrel. Now, there have only been 3 Pappy 23 single barrels. I believe they were actually all done in 2007. So we're looking at 1984 distillate, necessarily Stitzelweller distillate. And we don't see these anymore. We really never saw these in the first place. Pappy picks are very rare. There have been some 17 years, some 18 years, some 20 years, some bottled even at cask strength and above 120 proof. But generally speaking, they're ultra rare, because even back in the day when Pappies sat on shelves a lot more, there weren't that many stores that wanted to do an entire barrel pick of it because they couldn't sell the bottle at $300. Why were they going to go take on 100 bottles at $300 a piece? It just didn't make any sense. And so we don't really see that many picks of them. And pretty much any single barrel pick of Pappy is going to go for at least $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I've seen some go upwards of $100,000 for the really highly sought after, supposedly really good ones. Today we're trying a Pappy 23 single barrel. Like I said, only 3 ever existed. I believe they're all released in 2007. And this one here, I found 3 unicorn auction sales for at strike prices of $15,000, and $20,000. I'll put those on your screen. And $20,000 plus fees on unicorn auctions is over $25,000. So somebody has spent it on this bottle of whiskey, and I was able to get a sample. They cracked that bottle there. They didn't end up killing it. So the guy who owned the bottle did offer up some samples to folks, and I was able to get one here. And I am very, very excited. I didn't plan to tell this long of a story in the beginning of the video, but I felt like I had to. This is a Pappy 23 single barrel. Now, I actually haven't tried normal Pappy 23, and I suspect I'll hopefully get to try it normally in the next year or so, but I guess this is Pappy 23 with an asterisk. It's worth about 7 times as much. Of course, a normal Pappy 23 is worth, about 3,000, maybe 3,200, just kind of depends on the month and day and whatever. So this being, somewhere in the 20 to 25,000 range, it's pretty serious here. To warm up though, this is a funny warm up. This is actually another Stitzelweller. This is a 1994 Old Weller Antique, also known as OWO. Now, this is Stitzelweller because Stitzelweller did close in 1992. So even though this was released after Stitzelweller closed, the distillate was still from Stitzelweller. And it's funny to think that this is a warm up. This bottle is worth about $1,300, $1,400 on secondary markets. And this is my bottle. I just fresh cracked it here for you guys today. So we're going to warm up with this pour. Just funny to say that this is a warm-up pour, and then we're going to go to the Pappy 23. I feel like this would get our mind there a little bit. This is 7 years, 107 proof. And then of course this is 23 years and in the 90s proof. So let's see here. Insane dusty funk on it. I mean, just insane. Super vanilla cream forward as well. Some nice rich cherry in this one. I mean, my God. If you guys want to see me compare this against Weller 107 in the modern day, I could do a video where I do this 1994, then I can compare it against like a 2010, and then I could compare it against the 2025. If you guys want to see that, like the video, comment down below. If this video gets, let's say, 100 likes, I'll do that comparison. So go like the video here. And like it because it's my birthday. It's my 23rd birthday. Now, you guys are seeing this about a week late, so it's not my birthday the day you guys are seeing this. I'm trying this on the day of my birthday. So anyways, oh, this is so good. Let's take a sip. The palate's good. It's not nearly as good as the nose. Very rich, very oaky. It does have a little bit of like a sour taste to it. And I do get this on quite a few Stitzel-Weller bottles. Based off the nose and based off the rest of the palate, based off the condition of the bottle, I don't think there's anything wrong with this juice. I don't think this juice went bad. I think whenever juice goes bad, number one, the color would look a lot different than what it currently looks like. And you would also really tell a more off nose. The nose here is incredible. I just think some Stitzel-Weller juice does get a little bit sour. I know a lot of people actually really like that kind of sour note on it. But beyond that sourness, I mean, there's just a really, really rich, like Weller 107-esque, like weeded bourbon funk to it, caramel corn, vanilla. There's that cherry on it. Insanely rich oak, tasting far older than 7 years old here. But at the same time, being really light and being very welcoming and really smelling like a rick house in there with that dusty funk. That's absolutely delicious here. But you guys are here to hear about a Pappy 23 single barrel, so let's get into it. On the nose, it smells like $20,000. No, it doesn't. If you guys are watching this video, debating whether or not you should buy this exact bottle. Now, I don't even know how you can get a bottle of this. I don't think that many exist. I think there would only have been like 300 Pappy 23 single barrel bottles ever produced from those 3 barrels in total. And I'm sure many of those were consumed a long time ago. So if you want to get a bottle of this, good luck. But if you do want to get a bottle of this, if you have that kind of money, join the Patreon, all right? You know, I don't talk about the Patreon too much on the channel here, but go join that, go check it out. We've done 8 picks already. Check out all these really cool picks here, all done before my 23rd birthday. And just imagine how much fun we're going to have in the next year together before we turn 24. And then I have to figure out what's 24 years old. Parker's 24 year? That's not that cool. I don't know, maybe I'll think of something. There has to be something cool out there that's 24 years old. If you guys have ideas, let me know. You have a year to tell me. But okay, no, this is very, very oaky here. I mean, I'm really not getting that much beyond the oak. There's a rich caramel to it. Doesn't smell like that insane. I actually, you know, the nose on this, like this is dusty funk with a lot of vanilla cream, and it's very inviting. This is just ton of oak, 1984 distilled. That's actually 1987 distilled, so, you know, not that far off. Now, if we do a little bit of math here, $25,000, this sample is worth $500. So, cheers to a 23rd birthday. Wow, that sip costs like $200. It's not that good. It's good. It's not that good. It's very oaky. Surprisingly, on the palate, it's not nearly as oaky. It's actually very light on the palate. And it's good. I mean, it's very, very good. It's almost crushable. $25,000 bottle. No whiskey is worth $25,000. No whiskey is worth $5,000. No whiskey is worth $2,000. And I think you guys know that. But I mean, this is interesting here. I've never had a bottle that's that crushable at 23 years old. The oak is really at the forefront of this pour. It's really out there, but it's not overly oaky. It's not tannic, which is really interesting. There's a lot of sweet oak on this. It's a very, very good pour. I mean, I don't mean to knock it. If you just poured this up for me in a restaurant one day and said, here, enjoy this, I mean, I really would be quite blown away. But $25,000? No. I would say this is closer to the caliber that I would say like a modern day Pappy 15 is. I have been told that Pappy 23, everybody says it's too oaky, it's not that good. I haven't tried normal Pappy 23 yet. Hopefully I will be able to try it one day, and I imagine it'll be a lot worse than this and a lot more tannic. This isn't tannic. This is closer to what I get out of a modern day Pappy 15, but I probably would still prefer that Pappy 15, and that's like $1,500. So this is a novelty, all right? And I have a half ounce here. It wasn't worth an ounce. It wasn't worth 2 ounces, all right? I'm glad to just have gotten to try this, and I will forever say that the most expensive pour that I ever tried was worth $25,000. Man, that is good. Let's take a second sip here. That's interesting. Really, really sweet oak on that one. Very, very classic Stitzel-Weller oak richness to it. It doesn't have any of that sour that I get on this bottle here. And just super rich, oaky. Has a really nice caramel to it. Has a nice vanilla to it. Man, it's good. There's some tobacco in it. There's some leather spice into it. Like it's a very impressive pour of whiskey. And then actually, I was saying that Pappy 15 in the modern day might be better than it. Might be closer than I think. I mean, it's a high 8s pour for me, probably. It's totally laughable at anywhere even close to $25,000. But it's a collector's item. I mean, look, people that own this bottle aren't really drinking it very often, and when they are, they're people that are spending $800,000 on a Pappy 15 single barrel, and those people are looking to have fun, looking to try even the most collectible bottles. So, cheers to those guys. I'm very glad they were sharing this bottle here. But man, this is, I really, really like it. I mean, it's blowing this bottle out of the water, which is interesting, because I thought the comparison might be a little bit closer. On the nose, I probably take this bottle. Yeah, actually on the nose, super rich oak, some caramel, some vanilla, versus like a dusty funk vanilla bean on this with some cherry fruitiness. And actually the nose on this is a bit pleasant. It's definitely, you could tell it's younger. It's a little bit slightly less developed, but it also just has so much more going on. Like it's like a younger child that's just super, super rambunctious and super interesting and fun, whereas this is like super refined, old, elegant. And I would say that the nose on that one is better. Like, just full stop, it's better, which, you know, for 1/20th the price, I mean, seriously, like, this sample was worth a third of this bottle. Just insane to think about. Just absolutely insane to think about. All right, let's finish this off here. Let's give it a rating. It's good. I'm searching for more. There isn't more. It is watered down to the 90s proof here. Now, Pappy 23 has always been a bit odd because it's always like, you know, like 95 proof, give or take, but it's not a whole number. It's like 95.6. And so I've always wondered why it's that particular number. I guess they've done a lot of calculations, a lot of experiments, and determined that was the perfect proof at it. Because a bottle like this at cask strength at 23 years old could just be super oaky and just not really that pleasant at all. And when you water it down, it actually is a much better spirit because it really brings out a lot more sweetness. And I think that's what you get here because this is not overly oaky. I've never had a 23-year-old that had that level of refined oakness to it. And it's really nice. I'm just, I can't look at this like it's a $25,000 pour because it's not a $25,000 pour. It's not the best pour that we've reviewed in the last year. It's still really fun. Still very grateful I got to try it. And you better believe that whenever anybody asks me what's the most interesting you've ever tried, Pappy 23-year single barrel, all right? Who gets to say something that cool, all right? That's awesome. And I'm glad I got to share that here with you guys today. And I love to hear all of you guys. I know a lot of you guys have tried this bottle, to let me know what you guys think about this exact bottle down below in the comments. But I'm never going to try this again. I'm never going to try anything like this again. So I'm glad I got to enjoy it here with you guys today. I mean, it really is quite the honor. And thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you guys so much for being with me on this journey. I know we just hit a year last month, so I'm not going to give that emotional a video to you guys so back to back. But it's been a fun year with you guys. I'm now 23. So I've been doing this for 2 years, we'll say. And I'm glad where we are right now. I'm so excited to see what will come in the months and years to come. I'll rate this just a good old 9.0. I think it has enough of a unique flavor profile to it that I think it is worthy of that 9 rating. But I will say, I'm not blown away, particularly because it's just not worth $25,000. And it's not a 9.5, it's not a 9.7. We have had ratings close to this on this channel with bottles that were a tenth the price. So I'm not blown away in the sake of the price, but it is very rich and very unique. And if you guys disagree, let me know down below in the comments. If you guys have had Pappy 23 or Pappy 15 or any of those Pappies, let me know. Let me know what you guys enjoy here. I think Pappy 15 is the king. I stand by that. I would probably take a modern Pappy 15 over this very slightly, like a 9 versus a 9.1 or something like that. But I'll finish off this little bit of this good old dusty Stitzelweller as well. And I will say, in comparison, it's more complex, which is weird to say, but it also feels way younger and way less refined and way more rough around the edges. So, this is an interesting comparison here. This one to me is like, And that's a fun pour. Maybe like an 8.5, 8.6. Like it's in the mid 8s for me. So it's still very solid, very enjoyable, really carried by a nose that I think is probably in the 9s, like a low 9s, mid 9s nose. Like really smells incredible. But that palette here, definitely closer to like a low to mid 8s. So overall, yeah, like mid 8s there. Happy with it? Sure. I don't think it's a bottle that many people are missing a ton out of if they don't own, but it's still a very fun pour nonetheless. But anyways, hope you all had fun here. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.